of all I should have done. You told me the thing would shape or form that you're in, the place you're from, the wealth of the end of all I should have done. And all you have burns to the sky. It's all too late, and you wonder why. It's a struggle and the strife, but don't you agree? With beating hearts we're still alive. There comes a time when all you have is who you love. All I'm thinking of. You told me the thing would shape or form that you're in, the place you're from, the wealth or the color of your skin. And all you have burns to the sky. It's all too late, and you wonder why.
Struck down in the middle of it, I built up something to destroy. I dried out in a summer that I didn't know I was waiting for. I fell down by the river, I was screaming just to hear a voice. Cold by the riverside, I was asleep into my very soul. I can't play with the pieces of a broken body. I can't play with the pieces of a broken body. Met the man of a midsummer dream. I was lonely, was far from home. And in a stranger's embrace, you can feel all those things that you wish you could feel on your own. And although I've never met him before, I was kneeling just to hear his voice. So he fell down beside me, and suddenly I wished I was all alone. Can't play with the pieces of a broken body. He said, don't play with the pieces of a broken body. I did nothing wrong, and I said, nothing wrong, and I meant nothing wrong, and I felt nothing wrong, but he cried, heal me, heal me. He cried, heal me.
All right, rise and shine, jammers, and welcome to the trial run of the Jams and Coffee Morning Show with me, your host, Brad Brock. I hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July holiday weekend and that all of you are safe and sound here on a very early Wednesday morning for me. If you're tuning in live, I appreciate it. And as I mentioned, this is the trial run. This is just to make sure that all the little things work and that I am capable of pulling something like this off. So let's see. Most of you were wondering if I'd gone mad doing a live show so early in the day, but I decided that if you're up getting your day started, then I guess I should be as well. Why not do it together, shall we? So pour yourself a strong cup of joe, connect those Bluetooth devices, and hang with me on your commute, morning workout, or whatever it is you crazy people normally do at this hour. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Paul Robertson. Tuning in there, I could see you. Today on the show, we'll talk about some news headlines, some music news. I'll give you a sneak peek into the JNC Live podcast Season 4 premiere, live streaming tonight. I'm also going to tell you an embarrassing story that happened to me last week and maybe get some feedback from all of you. Also, I'm going to hit you with some tunes from my favorite local Treasure Coast musicians, which we're actually going to dive right into. The phone lines, which is a new thing here. The phone lines are open here at the JNC Lounge at 772-888-1596. So give me a shout to chime in and keep me company. I'm going to hit you with today's weather and our weekend recap right after this music break. So we're going to kick it off with a tune from local one-man band extraordinaire Johnny Depp. This is the Okeechobee Love Song. We'll be right back.
It may sound funny, but I like her like that. Yeah, I like her like that. Yes, I like her like that. You know, it may sound funny, but honey, I like her like that. The next girl loved was big and tall. Her head was in the bed, but her feet was in the hall. Man, I like her like that. Damn, I liked her like that. There was footprints on the ceiling, showed that I'm feeling. Yeah, I liked her like that. Teeth, but she was so sweet, you know it's what's underneath. Man, I like her like that. Damn, I like her just like that. You know it may sound gummy, but honey, I like her like that. The moral of the story, yeah, there's one. You know you wanna have a good life, gonna have fun. Find yourself a good gal, you'll never be alone. You know beauty skin deep, but that mean will cut you clean to the bone. Girl loves kind of short and fat. You know it may sound funny, but I like her like that. Yeah, I like her like that. Yeah, I like you just like that. You know it may sound funny, but honey, I like her like that. Oh, the moral of the story, yeah, there's one. You know you wanna have a good life, gonna have fun. Find yourself a good gal, you'll never be alone. You know beauty skin deep, but that mean will cut you clean to the bone.
All right. We are back. That was Johnny Depp with Okeechobee Love Song. He's awesome. And there's actually a new article in Livewire magazine out of the Space Coast about Johnny Depp, and was actually written by Ben Childs from the Killbillies and host of the 561 Music podcast. So be sure to check that out. I'll probably put a link up at some point. But yeah, thank you again for joining me here on our little trial run. We're going to get into today's weather. You know, today it may look beautiful out there right now, but you're going to want to keep an umbrella or a rain jacket handy, because we're going to have highs in the upper 80s, scattered rainfall here in the morning near the coast, and followed by afternoon inland storms. So that 3 o'clock Florida weather will be rolling in right around that time. So be sure to have a jacket or, of course, an umbrella. Before we get into the weekend recap, I have what I lovingly call a world of chaos story. So what do I mean by that? In a world of chaos, sometimes you find some silver linings. Sometimes you find stories that are heartwarming or outside of the box. And while I was making coffee this morning, I was looking out the front window of my house, and I saw a man walking his dog, which is lovely. He's super early in the morning, but he's out there walking his dog. Good for him. So the dog is right out in the front area of my yard, and finds a little area that he likes and goes ahead and drops a big deuce, right? First thing you want to hear in the morning. Drops a big deuce, and I didn't know, and I wasn't sure if the man was going to clean up after his dog or just leave it there. Nobody was around. He was none the wiser that I happened to be looking out the window at that time. But he gets a little baggie out. He goes right down, grabs the Duke right out of the grass, and ties it up in a little knot. And in living in a world of chaos, that was a silver lining to get my day started. So here's to yes. Give an applause to that man. I hope he gets a raise today. All right, you guys. Going to do a little weekend recap, of course. Obviously, this was a long holiday weekend, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Mine started on Friday night, an unusual Friday night jam at the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart. I had a wonderful time. I don't normally get to play there at night, but it was a great crowd, great energy. Everybody was having a great time. And, of course, I was right back there on Sunday afternoon for Sunday Fun Day. Another great crowd, good time. Love the staff there at Sneaky Tiki. Go and check them out. And then, of course, on the 4th of July, on Monday, myself and the Kevin McLaughlin were performing a show at Sailfish Brewing in Fort Pierce, and we had a wonderful time. And just got to give a shout out to Sailfish. They took really good care of us, and we really, really had a nice time there. And thank you to everybody that came out to see us. We had a great time again, and we hope you did too. Hope everybody stayed safe out there and nobody blew off any digits doing fireworks. I'll tell you, coming back into my neighborhood after that, you would have thought that the city was putting on fireworks on our street, but it was in fact normal, everyday people shooting off the world's largest fireworks, obviously into the wee hours of the morning, because that's how you do it on the 4th of July these days. But they did knock it off in a reasonable hour, I guess, for 4th of July, and pretty respectful. We only heard a couple go off last night. But anyway, so yeah, that was my weekend recap. The JNC hotline is open, 772-888-1596. Going to do another break here, but when we come back, it's a sneak peek time, and I'm going to give you a little bit about what to expect on tonight's Jams and Cocktails Season 4 premiere. So what are we going to play next? I think I'm going to give you a little tune from the one and only Deal James. This is actually Jordan Taylor's favorite song. This is Lemon Water. We'll be right back.
My mama said, baby, you like to be alone, but then I said, you know how I love your little lessons. My daddy said, nothing wrong with being on solo, but don't forget, he had to fight the water with affection. Everybody wants someone to love. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Some people let me wanna peanut butter jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no bed. My buddy said, if I was you, I'd never be alone, bro. Thanks again. Nothing better than hearing our jokes, so I don't care. Till I do, then I'll open up to anyone. Don't feel bad, 'cause I'm looking for one and no one's good enough. Everybody wants someone to love. 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 Something people let me wanna peanut butter jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no bed. You know you had somebody to love. 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 Something people let me wanna peanut butter jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no bed. Salt and pepper, let me water, peanut butter jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no head. Everybody wants someone to love. 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 Yeah.
I remember when we were kids, we'd go running through the grove. We were chasing fireflies, not knowing that we'd get old. And I remember everything, and I know that it makes me
worked on big machines, packing oranges till the sun went down, and chasing those honeybees. And I remember everything, and I know that it makes me. I remember everything, and I know that it makes me. Mama tells me that we were born at home there neath the orange trees. We all wait in vegetable scale. It's a story that most don't believe. And I remember everything, and I know that it makes me. 'Cause I remember everything, and I know that it makes me.
All right. We are back. That was Abby Owens with Indiantown, local entertainer here, and Indiantown, of course, just west of where we are here in Port St. Lucie, and of course, Martin County as well. Hope you're enjoying your morning so far. Thank you for waking up with me, Matt Ingram. Thanks for popping in, my friend, and Ellie and Paul. This is the trial run, you guys. This is the trial run for what is to come starting next week. But as I mentioned, we're going to do a little sneak peek of the Jams and Cocktails live podcast season 4 premiere happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys are fans of social media or you loathe social media, TikTok is a force to be reckoned with, and it is here, and it's hilarious and devastating, all in the same breath, of course. So what I like about TikTok is there are tons of these viral challenges that go around, and some of them are so hilarious, and we've decided that to open up our season 4 premiere on Jams and Cocktails tonight, we are going to do the now infamous tortilla slap challenge. That's right. If you're not sure what that is, it's almost exactly how it sounds, all right? So you have two people, and they are paired together. You take a bunch of water into your mouth to where it puffs your cheeks out, and then you take turns slapping each other with a tortilla, a nice flour tortilla. No like hard corn tortillas. That seems unbelievable. However, it probably hurts a little bit less than actually slapping with a flour tortilla. But nonetheless, these are the rules. And the idea is to get the other person either to laugh or spit their water out, and whoever does that first prevails. And so we are doing that challenge tonight. Not sure who's pairing up with who, but it's definitely not something to be missed. Also, something that we've introduced is the JNC hotline. We are now able to accept live callers on our various shows. that we do live, like jams and cocktails, like jams and coffee. We are able to now take in live callers and interact with you in a whole new way. And, of course, that number is 772-888-1596. And you can get in and on the line if you'd like to chime in with anything, any stories that we're talking about, or play any of the games that we play on the podcast or here on the morning show. The all-new Geordie Files will be featured. Jordan's been working very hard to make this segment her own. So we'll be featuring that. And, of course, Ellie's Bad Bitch Bible Study will be back with a provocative subject matter tonight. So I'm sure you all have opinions about it. I'm not going to get into it yet. We'll make it a surprise. But we'd love to get your feedback on that. And of course, we'll probably play a round of Name That Tune. And I'm sure there'll be more shenanigans going on the show tonight. So be sure to tune in for the Jams and Cocktails live podcast tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube. And we appreciate that. As I mentioned, the JNC hotline is open at 772-888-1596. We're going to get another little musical break here. And, I forgot to mention on Jams and Cocktails, the shot of the week, or the cocktail of the week, is one of my favorites. We should have done it today because it's called a Pirate's Breakfast. And we'll show you how to make that, and we've kind of spruced up that segment as well. Al Beltran tuning in. Good morning, Al. It is early. I am so stoked that you guys are up so early with me, because I got up and was like, what have I gotten myself into? What am I doing? How do these guys do this every single day, hosting these shows? But we're going to do a little music break. When I come back, I'm going to hit you with this morning's national headlines and music news. You're listening to JNC in the Morning. I'm Brad Brock, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. That was Ben Prestige with Weedhead. All right, hope you guys are still enjoying your morning here. Thank you for tuning in live with me for this little trial run. It's a lot harder than they make it appear on regular radio shows in the morning, getting all your thoughts together. But here we are. We're doing it. I'm giving it the old shot, you guys. The JNC hotline is open at 772-888-1596. We're going to talk a little bit about some headlines. There's been some local news out of Vero Beach. We're going to talk about. We actually had a local Vero Beach woman on Jeopardy. If you guys have been checking that out, she actually made it through the very first round. She won on the very first night that she was there, but she loses Jeopardy on her second night. But she takes home nearly $23,000 in winnings. It's amazing. You know, she went on to say the only disappointing thing about being on Jeopardy is that you can never be selected for it again, says Eleanor Dixon, whose streak on the show ended Monday night. You know, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you can never reprise your role or be a contestant again on Jeopardy if you've been on it before. But she went on to say getting 2 appearances is more than most. Eleanor, at 59 years old, won big Friday with $20,818, nearly double what her opponents ended up with. Dixon aimed to defend her win in a follow-up appearance Monday, but she fell just short, landing in second place. She said, "I was pleased. It was beyond my wildest expectations to actually win on Jeopardy. The goal was just not to embarrass myself." And she certainly didn't. She actually brought home $2,000 the second night for a total of about $23,000 in winnings. The whole experience was a whirlwind, she said, from the rowdy Friday night watch party at her house to the hundreds of strangers congratulating her on social media. That was such a fun blessing and so fun, she said. It just blew up, and I had strangers wishing me luck and really getting on board, so that was surprising to me, she went on to say. For the second show on Monday, Dixon opted for a quiet gathering at her house instead of another party, but unfortunately its ending was cut short. Viewers online reported missing the show's final Jeopardy and the outcome of the game after WPBF 25 interrupted the broadcast with news of the Highland Park parade shooting, which is a huge tragedy. And it happened that morning. Station management couldn't be reached for comment on Tuesday. She went on to say, "So I'm still answering social media questions saying, what happened? We had to turn around and look it up on YouTube to watch Final Jeopardy last night, which is, we live in the future now where you can find television shows on YouTube and just rewatch what you missed." The final category, which was in line with the July 4th holiday, was the Eastern U.S. The question, which state previously had 6 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, but currently has 1? Anybody out there know the answer to that? You let me know in the chats and comments there. That question again is, which state previously had 6 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, but currently has 1? Anybody? Well, the correct answer was Vermont. But Dixon, unfortunately, guessed Rhode Island, which cut her earnings in half. Her opponent, a public defender from Los Angeles, appeared shocked after doubling his score and running away with $22,000 in victory. She said, even if I had guessed Vermont, I wouldn't have beat him. And so I don't have to second guess that I have a lot to regret or anything, she said. So fun. And that is a story of local people out there doing national things. So congratulations, Eleanor. Way to represent. Oh, Dave, thanks for tuning in. You know what? Let's see what we got here for Dave on our Facebook is asking about waste. Any updates on waste management? You know, Dave, the last I heard is that in September the brand new company takes over. But let's see if we can find any news on that. There we go. What do we got here? Waste Pro is the company that's doing it currently, right? I wouldn't know because I'm never up early enough or late enough to see them pick it up. Let's see. Any news? I don't think there's any new news on it anyway, Dave. Other than it's happening in September, which can't come soon enough. You know, it's funny. I take my time putting my trash out now. I just, it's just the two of us living here, so we don't really generate that much waste. But it did surprise me one morning when I was awoken by the sound of the garbage truck coming, and I'm not an overachiever like Al, and I never put my trash down the night before. I always take it down in the morning, mainly because Waste Pro, they usually come in the afternoon by our place to pick up trash, and this particular morning they were overachievers. They were coming in early, and I missed my opportunity. Thank goodness there was no anything really stinky in my trash. But Dave, if you have any updates on there, please you can drop it into the chats there, or you can give us a call at the JNC hotline at 772-888-1596, and we can talk about it. What else do we have going on in the news? We do have some news that came out last night. Legendary musician Carlos Santana suffered a medical emergency last night during a performance in Michigan, according to his management team. Santana, he said he was overtaken by heat exhaustion and dehydration, and according to a statement by his management team, and it was posted on his official Facebook page. He was performing at Pine Knob Music Theater, an outdoor amphitheater in Clarkston, which is about 40 miles outside of Detroit. Temperatures in Clarkston reached up to 90 degrees on Tuesday and nearly 10 degrees above the average. He just started a song that he was about to Joy and Love. Concertgoer Elisa Z told CNN. He called for healing for the world, and it was during that song that he collapsed. Now, Carlos Santana is 74 years old, and in videos recorded by the fans, he was sitting on the corner of the stage and stops playing the guitar. Medical personnel attended to Santana. The stage crew held up a black tarp to block the view of the stage, and he was removed off the stage. Fans are heard in the video cheering for the musician, and the statement on his Facebook page said Carlos was taken to the emergency department at McLaren Clarkston for observation and is doing well. Following the incident, Santana himself posted a short message on his Facebook where he thanked his fans for their precious prayers. And he went on to write, "Forget to eat and drink water, so I dehydrated and passed out." The musician was set to perform with Earth, Wind & Fire on Wednesday night, which is tonight, in Pennsylvania. But that concert has been postponed, according to the statement. Santana performed Monday as part of CNN's The Fourth in America concert. So we wish the best for Carlos, and hope he gets on drinking some water, and be sure to eat something before he gets on stage, certainly in over 90-degree weather. Let's see. Yeah, Dave, I will read up on it and touch on it later this week for sure, because that is a big deal. And I know that the city council has been kicking around doing a tax credit for people that are customers of Waste Pro. I certainly hope that the new company does a better job picking up trash. And, I haven't noticed, sometimes they'll miss a day, but they'll come the very next day here in our neighborhood. The biggest thing that I've noticed is picking up the loose brush and picking up any big items, any bulky items like appliances that are left on the curb. But for the most part, they've been doing okay here on this side of town. But that is not the story I've heard from some people out and about. Let's see, what else we got going on here? In a little music news, Forbes billionaire list names Rihanna the youngest self-made woman. How about that? We talk about Rihanna quite a bit on our on the JNC podcast on Wednesday nights. But here she's been named the youngest self-made woman billionaire in the U.S. She's got a net worth of $1.4 billion. The 9-time Grammy Award winner, 34 years old, she lands at number 21 on the Forbes list of America's self-made women, making her the youngest billionaire among the list's 24 billionaires. Now, while Rihanna's music contributes to her wealth, the singer's astronomical financial status is mostly due to her fast-growing beauty, cosmetic, and lingerie lines, Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, and Savage X Fenty. According to Forbes, the cosmetics company, which she co-owns with French luxury retailer LVMH, generated more than $550 million in revenue in 2020. The lingerie line, in which Rihanna owns 30% stake, raised money at $1 billion valuation in February of 2021. So she's killing the game out there. And what that says to me is that I need to make an underwear company. Would you guys wear my underwear if I made some? I probably wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't recommend it. But if anybody wants to go into business making lingerie or cosmetics for dudes, we can call it like a guy liner. Anyway, what else do we have going on in the world out there? I lost my place because I was looking for waste management stuff for Dave. Let's see what else is going on. You guys, there is a new creature in Florida. They call it the giant African snail, and it's been spotted here in Florida. And what we know about this snail is that it is the most damaging snail in the world. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Let's read a little bit about it. This is called the giant African snail, and it can lead to giant problems. A giant African snail sighting in Florida enacted a quarantine over parasite concerns. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services confirmed a giant African land snail was spotted in Newport Richey on June 23rd. And here are some things to know about the creature, which can grow to be the size of an adult hand. So what are giant African land snails? Well, they're also known as giant African snails, and they are invasive species that are a threat to plants, homes, and people's health. The snails have no natural enemies in the U.S., and they're most active at night and often burrow underground by day. They prefer tropical climates, but can endure cold and snow. So these are like little tanks. What do giant African snails eat? Well, I'm glad that you asked. The giant African snails are one of the most invasive species in the world. They are the most damaging snails in the world. They eat leaves, flowers, bark, plants, vegetables, cucumbers, peppers, even dead animal bones. When they run out of their own food, they will eat paint and stucco off of a house. This type of snail is a major agricultural pest, eating more than 500 different kinds of plants. And the stucco is actually a source of calcium for these creatures. So why are they such a problem? Well, they are a problem because besides the massive list of things that they can eat, they reproduce rapidly. They have both male and female reproductive organs. And this type of snail can lay up to 1,700 eggs per year. The problem is these types of snails could carry a rat lungworm parasite that can cause meningitis in humans and animals. And they can transmit the disease and have damaged crops in Florida, Georgia, and other states. So this is a big problem, and they can also live up to 9 years. So it's not like a fly where they have their little time in the sun and then it's all over. Another question about these is, can you eat giant African snails? And they're actually considered a delicacy in Nigeria, according to a 2018 story in USA Today. It reports African snails can be legally exported to the United States if they're cooked or frozen. And in Miami Gardens, there's actually a restaurant that sells them. Well, how about that? So if you see these things, I guess it's okay to destroy them because they're so invasive. But so anyway, that's that. Hey, I think we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I have an embarrassing story to tell you. Speaking of invasive species, and I just need to get some feedback on it. and then we'll dive a little bit into the reason why, because I really hope that there's some psychology behind it and that I'm not just a huge sissy. So when we come back, we'll get into that, and the phone lines are open. The JNC hotline is open, 772-888-1596. Here's a little tune from The Little Things. I'll be right back.
Feels like I'm going crazy, thinking of you on the daily, trying to convince myself to stay away, but my phone always finds me. You're the only one that I see. Why do you belong to someone else? Belong to someone else. That love thing, when you get your heartstrings pulled in a million directions. That love thing, when she shakes your soul, feeling all the connection. But you can't stay away from the pain. No, you can't stay away from the pain. Let me tangle my fingers in your hair while you kiss me slowly and I touch you there. What you doing to me, baby? I can't tell. Why do you belong to someone else? Belong to someone else. That love thing, when you get your heartstrings pulled in a million directions. That love thing, when she shakes your soul, feeling all the connection. But you can't stay away from the pain. No, you can't stay away from the pain. No, you can't stay away from the pain. No, you can't stay away from the pain. From the pain. From the pain. From the pain. But the bliss of your kiss, but the bliss of your kiss, but the bliss of your kiss, but the bliss of your that love thing, when you get your heartstrings pulled in a million directions.
this world. Constant company was my own view. I've got a bad reputation, been the devil of quite a few. Never cared what they all say. Through the bad, their hate got me through. Oh yeah, I don't know which way to go. Was up partying all night, in the morning my head hung so low. Don't care what they say, they never liked me anyway. So if you think I really care, as they point and continue to stare, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't. Oh, I don't. I've thrown away morality views. I don't believe in the corporate news. Right and wrong always seems to change. Don't you find that very strange? Changing rules to control their views, forgetting rights for their revenues. We all should never forget, you gotta give to ever get. Oh yeah, I don't know which way to go. Was up partying all night, in the morning my head hung so low. Don't care what they say, they never liked me anyway. So if you think I really care, as they point and continue to stare, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't. Oh, I don't. No, I don't know what to say. It never makes a difference anyway. I don't see any good choice. So stand up and raise your voice. Have some fun and drink one down. Spread that fun all around your town. So we'll leave you with one last stare. Look around and try to care. Oh yeah, I don't know which way to go. Was up partying all night, in the morning my head hung so low. Don't care what they say, they never liked me anyway. So if you think I really care, as they point and continue to stare, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't.
Ryan, that was Erewhons with I Don't. All right, thank you so much for tuning in to JNC in the morning, Jams and Coffee, as we call it here in the AM. This is the trial run, you guys. This is my first time doing anything like this, and so far, thank you so much for tuning in and chiming in and engaging me, because it's a lot of fun so far. So as I mentioned, I do have an embarrassing story to share with you guys. But a story that Dave in the chats there brought to light. I pulled up a little article here. So he said that we may start seeing Amazon electric bicycles pulling a trailer of goodies to deliver to us to save on fuel costs, and which have magically, of course, doubled since 20 months ago. But I pulled up this article. And Amazon is to use walking electric cargo bikes to replace thousands of van deliveries. So Amazon has found a simple solution to replace thousands of its van deliveries, smaller electric cargo bikes, and good old-fashioned walking. How about that? Let's just take these poor people in the heat and make them walk it out a little bit more to save on gas here. The first city to see the Amazon make the switch is London, England, where the company is beginning a trial with the electric cargo bikes. Now it's a different terrain in London than it is, of course, here in Florida. So maybe it works a little better. Certainly not quite as hot, but it's still treacherous, I imagine. But these aren't your typical two-wheeled electric cargo bikes. Nope. In fact, they aren't even the common delivery e-trikes that we've seen before. These are four-wheeled electric cargo bikes that look similar to a miniature delivery van, but they use an e-bike drivetrain for propulsion. That means the driver is actually a rider who sits on a bike seat and pedals the vehicle to engage an electric motor that magnifies his or her pedaling force. Ultimately, most of the power comes from an electric bicycle battery, although the rider does add a fair amount of pedaling power too. The vehicles are limited to a max speed of 25 kilometers per hour, which is 15.5 miles per hour. For those of you doing math this early in the morning, which is generally sufficient for delivery purposes in crowded city centers. They will be expanding the use of walking deliveries as well, which are much more efficient in dense urban areas and that can be managed by mobile package hubs that resupply the delivery walkers. So this looks like most of this is going on here in the UK, Dave, currently. But they may be doing it here after that trial run. But very interesting. You know, I thought that we see the drones first delivering packages right to our door. But, electric bikes, we could do that first, I suppose. But interesting story, Dave. Thanks for pointing that out. So, you guys, I have an embarrassing story to tell you. And I need help diving into the psychology behind why this happens to me. So this is the story, but this is a common story, I think. So let me set the scene for you. I was out mowing the grass like I do once a week or so. And as I'm going, this particular grass cutting session had been, I let it go a little too long. So the grass was pretty long. And here I am mowing along the fence. And I see something out of the corner of my eye, and it's this little black snake. And he takes off. Now listen, you guys. Try not to judge me too harshly. But I screamed a blood-curdling scream. And then immediately looked around to make sure that nobody saw it. And was thankful that the lawnmower was running because it probably muffled it. But I screamed. Like I shrieked. And it, obviously once I realized what was going on and it slithered away and everything was fine, it made me wonder or think about other times when I've seen some creepy crawly or snake just kind of coming out of nowhere, and it startled me so bad that I shrieked. And please feel free to chime in if you have a similar experience out there, because I don't want to feel alone like this or like I'm a complete sissy. But but yeah, so it prompted me to look into it a little bit more and see if there's some psychology behind why we fear snakes and other creepy crawlies. And I found this article from livescience.com, and it made me feel a little bit better. So, you guys, fear of snakes is one of the most common phobias, yet many people have never seen a snake in person, which I think is crazy. Here in Florida, we've probably seen dozens, and I've screamed every single time. So the question is, how is this fear generated? Well, let me tell you. New research suggests humans have evolved an innate tendency to sense snakes and spiders too, and other creepy crawlies, and have learned to fear them. Psychologists found that both adults and children could detect images of snakes among a variety of non-threatening objects more quickly than they could pinpoint frogs or flowers or caterpillars. The researchers think this ability helped humans survive in the wild. The idea is that throughout evolutionary history, humans that learned quickly to fear snakes would have been at an advantage to survive and reproduce. This was said by Vanessa LeBlue, a postdoctoral fellow in psychology at the University of Virginia. She went on to say humans who detected the presence of snakes very quickly would have been more likely to pass on their genes. How about that? How about that? So the researchers were inspired to investigate the fear of snakes when they thought about how universally people dislike the slithering, legless lizards. I'm one of them. There are some people that have these creatures as pets, and I think that you're crazy. That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking with it. You're crazy people. The doctor, she said this feeling is really common. We don't see snakes all the time. There's really no reason for this overwhelming disgust or hatred of snakes. But the same professor of psychology at University of Virginia, happens to be petrified of snakes. She says, I have almost a phobia of snakes. When I see a picture of a snake, I'm like, oh my God, ew. The reason we got into this research was because I've always been fascinated by how it is that people develop it. She said, my intuition was that there was something that made me feel afraid of snakes early on, and you react to them very early on, right? So, guys, I'm not crazy. While babies and very young children do not usually fear snakes, they are usually skilled at detecting them and show a predisposition to learn to fear snakes if they had bad experiences or if they are exposed to negative portrayals of them in the media, television, things like that. This is something that scientists have found. But guys, it's not only snakes. As if it couldn't get any worse. Spiders too. All those legs. So to learn more, the psychologist showed adults a 3-year-old and 3-year-old children images of a snake surrounded by objects of similar colors, such as frogs, caterpillars, and flowers. Then they showed them pictures of a frog or flower surrounded by snakes. Both groups were able to identify the hidden snake faster than the other hidden objects. They went on to say, we also did a study with spiders and found the same effect. Although the team has not tested other phobias, they don't think these predispositions would necessarily apply across the board. They went on to say it would have been something widespread that you can encounter on a day-to-day basis. And that's why you don't see lion and tiger and bear phobias as often. It would also have to be something that was around and dangerous while humans were evolving. Things that are dangerous right now, like guns, we haven't had enough time to develop a predisposition to detect really quickly, some would say. But this study, in my opinion, has given me a little bit of solace here, that it's not just me, that I'm not just a wimp, that every time I see a snake coming out of a little hidey hole, that I am shocked and sometimes let out a blood-curdling scream. So, as I said, please chime in. Feel free to chime in if you've had any experiences like this, so that I don't feel completely alone in the universe and like I'm, a wimp. Moving right along. I did read this story, and I have to say I'm probably going to avoid this like the plague, but, to be a fly on the wall. So the story is a nude beach here in St. Lucie County aims to break the skinny dip record at Blind Creek Beach in St. Lucie County. They said, mark your calendars for what could be the most naked people swimming together in one place at one time on the Treasure Coast. The Treasure Coast Naturists have organized its annual skinny dip for July 10th, which is coming up, at Blind Creek Beach in St. Lucie County to try to break last year's record number of 431 people simultaneously skinny dipping there. According to the nonprofit that promotes a clothing optional lifestyle, the world record for the largest skinny dip was achieved by 2,505 women in Ireland in June of 2018. And that's according to the Guinness Book of World Records. In Florida here, the nude beach is only one of 3, according to Visit Florida. The other 2 are in Haulover Beach in Miami and the Cape Canaveral seashore, specifically Apollo Beach in Volusia County and Playa Linda Beach in Titusville, not Brevard County, where nudity is prohibited. You believe that? What do we say here? Paul says, need a JNC field reporter. Yeah, we do. We need to send somebody out to go to this nude skinny dip and report back. I don't think we're allowed to take photos or anything. Not that we would want to. But Blind Creek is just north of the St. Lucie nuclear power plant. It became a clothing optional beach in June of 2020 when the county commission designated 36 acres of beach within the 408-acre park as clothing optional. The action meant the county became responsible for installing and maintaining signs notifying the public of the nude beach and paying for restrooms. There are portable toilets and one covered picnic table, but no paved parking or other amenities. So, sorry about the nude people there. For about a year, the county has been working on the permitting for bathroom showers, paved parking, and driveways after seeking approval from several state departments. Officials can't estimate when the permitting and the project will be completed, but before the county recognized Blind Creek as a nude beach, the Treasure Coast naturists had maintained it as such since 2014. So this has been going on since before it was legal. But if this is your thing and this is up your alley, I'm going to tell you, it's at noon on Sunday, July 10th at Blind Creek Beach in Fort Pierce. You can go to the website treasurecoastnaturists.org, or you can catch them on their Facebook page, Treasure Coast Naturists. And if you do happen to go, I hope that somebody reports back, as Paul mentioned, and lets us know how it was. But you won't see me there because I'll scare everybody away, and they'll never win they'll never win that record-breaking event. At any rate, you guys, I think we're going to take another break here. I think I need a refill on my coffee. Hope you guys are enjoying your morning so far. Hang in with me and Jams and Coffee. My name is Brad Brock, and I'll see you in just a bit. Don't go away.
Lying here at home with her, alone as I could be. I drift away, dream of you, come and set me free. With you I'm warm, I'm safe in your sound. With her it's broken, it's all come unwound. The truth of it all, it's easy to see, to be where I should be. Married to the road, I don't know where I'll roam. I'm married to the road, no telling where I'll go. I'm married to the road, my soul knows its way home. I'm married to the road, so take me there, set me free. Been holding on for way too long. Story's getting old. Fire's gone, ashes remain from the seeds that I have sown. So I run away, I run to you, I burn it down, no more the fool. The rolling wheels, the open sky, it's where I feel alive. Way home.
ourselves, but we were happy for the ocean in between. Looking for a new start, we sadly said farewells, and we found all of that and more than we had ever bargained for. Cause round here no one cares much where you're from, just as long as you got it going on. Instead of who do you think you are, we say who do you want to be. Though it ain't easy, I'm out here sowing seeds for the last shreds of a promised dream. We've been tough and cunning and looked out for ourselves, but still ladies and gentlemen, I'd say. We carved out a living with help from all our friends. I play music, Christy, well, she rents boats by the day. Cause round here no one cares much where you're from, just as long as you know right from wrong. Instead of who do you think you are, we say who do you want to be. Though it ain't easy, I'm out here sowing seeds for the last shreds of a promised dream. It's not all sunshine and roses, bad apples, yeah, there's a few. Suicides and overdoses, they break our heart, yeah, they break it in two. As the worst year of our lives crashes down around us still, I'm so glad that I'm alive and sucking on this bitter pill. 'Cause round here no one cares much where you're from, we just care that you keep keeping on. Instead of who do you think you are, we say who do you want to be. And though it ain't easy, I'm out here sowing seeds for the last shreds of a promised dream. And though it ain't easy, I'm out here sowing seeds for the last shreds of a promised dream.
All right, we are back. Thank you so much for listening here on JNC in the morning. Jams and coffee, that is. I am Brad, and it's been a pleasure hanging with you this morning. Thanks for waking up early with me. Or if this is your regular thing, I don't know how you crazy people do it, because this is early for me. But it is fun, and I appreciate you hanging with me and talking to me. So we're going to get into our top 10 list for the day. So this one, I wouldn't say that I'm an old man, but you know, like I've been alive for a little while. I've got some grays to prove it. This list shocked me, and when I realized how accurate that it is, and how quickly this is coming to pass, it blew my mind, and it made me a little sad. But we'll see what you think about it. So, you guys, this is the top 10 list for the day. This is 10 pieces of technology that won't exist in 20 years. How about that? Technology is always changing without us even realizing it half the time. In fact, it evolves at such a rapid pace that by the time you buy the newest phone or laptop, it's already old. However, things like that are expected to change. But 20 years from now, some technologies, the ones that you might not expect, most likely won't exist anymore. Let's get down to this top 10 list. You guys, good morning to those of you tuning in with me. Cindy, nice to see you there, and Alicia. Thank you guys for popping in and checking out the trial run of the JNC Morning Show. All right, top 10 list. 10 on this list, and this one it was completely crazy to me. But it makes a lot of sense because my car doesn't even have one of these. Rear view mirrors are going extinct, you guys. With how fast technology is evolving, it's extremely likely that companies will switch completely to cameras instead of using old-fashioned rear-view mirrors. Adding to that, cameras will have to be standard with driverless vehicles, which are also rising in popularity. Cameras are also becoming much cheaper, which will encourage companies to switch side mirrors for cameras as well. Rear-view mirrors, so long. Number 9 on this list, phone towers. While uses for technology are evolving, the physical technology is shrinking. And as a result, more work can be done in a smaller space. This could be applied to phone towers as they get smaller and smaller. One day, they won't be there at all, which is kind of nice for the horizon view, a little bit for the landscape. But some smartphones can skip the phone tower stage completely and communicate with each other when no more than 500 meters apart, which is 1,600 feet. We're doing math again. Qualcomm first realized this and has been researching how to expand their discovery. They partnered with Facebook and Yahoo to try to create applications. As this technology evolves, the need for cell phone towers just won't be there at all anymore, which might be the best thing considering, as I mentioned, phone towers are not exactly pretty. Number 8 on this list of things that will be extinct in 20 years, remote controls. And they have gone through the biggest metamorphosis from those big clunky things from way back when to the sleek remotes that they are now. But those frantic searches for the remote controls hidden under the couch and in the cushions are almost completely a thing of the past. Billions of devices are already connected to Wi-Fi, meaning that technology can be controlled through a computer, tablet, smartphone, and smartwatch. Things like Google Home and Alexa can already control the lights or devices in your home by your voice, which my house is a smart house for the most part, too. Imagine how much that technology is going to evolve in the next 20 years. Even remotes to control the climate in your house will be completely unnecessary. You could just tell your home assistant if you want it to be warmer or colder. Unbelievable. Is your mind blown yet? Because mine is. Oh, Kim, thanks for tuning in. Cindy says, you look great. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. I got a fresh haircut yesterday, so feeling good. Feeling good. Number 7 on this list of items that will be extinct in 20 years is credit cards. When credit cards were first invented, they made paying for food and entertainment quick and efficient. The first card was actually introduced in 1950 by the Diners Club. Anybody still have a Diners Club card? I don't. They would never accept me. They gained over 20,000 card holders in about a year, and that was almost 70 years ago. And technology is now changing in the blink of an eye. Companies like Starbucks and McDonald's are already offering payments through a tap of a phone, and some have their own apps, while others use the payment option on some new smartphones. And soon, we're probably going to be paying for things with a single fingerprint scan, which is terrifying and also fun. So we got Visa on the thumb, MasterCard on the forefinger there. Number 6 on this list is metal keys. Anybody tired of those clunky key rings? Well, in 20 years, we won't have to worry about it because the technology to completely replace metal keys already exists. And it's only a matter of time before physical keys are completely wiped out. New cars already have the push button and just requires the fob, the car fob or key fob to be in proximity, either in the pocket or on a keychain, with other soon-to-be obsolete keys. Imagine being able to unlock a building by simply pressing a button on your phone. Well, you can already get locks that do that with voice commands, finger scans, retinal scans, and even a specific gesture. Believe it or not, you can get a small implant in your hand that will recognize, that a lock will recognize and open. I don't know about implanting anything into my hands, but it is pretty cool because I am neurotic about forgetting to lock the door, and even though I always do, I sometimes think that I didn't lock the door. So it's nice to be able to look at my phone and say, oh, the door is unlocked, and then we can fix it. Number 5 on this list is physical media. If you don't know what that is, you're probably too young to be watching or listening to this show. And it's not much of a shocker. In the early 2000s, VHS met its end when DVDs were introduced. And just as audio cassettes were replaced by CDs in the late 80s. However, the age of physical media may soon come to an end altogether. Streaming services like Netflix and YouTube and Hulu and on-demand services included with cable packages are reducing the need to buy Blu-ray, which has already replaced DVDs. And at some point, even books will be completely confined to digital formats. So if you're a collector of paper books like I am, you better start getting them because they're going to go away with the Kindles and the Nooks, if that's even still a thing out there. But number 4 on this list, you guys, wired phone chargers. I love them, but they are going away. It's already hard to find wired. They don't even give them to you when you buy your phones anymore. But imagine never having to worry about your phone dying while you're out and about. No more missed calls or disconnections due to power issues, and all without the necessity of plugging your phone into an outlet. Wired phone chargers are already on their way out, considering that most phones can be charged with wireless pads. Companies are already creating devices that use radio waves and Wi-Fi to charge smartphones. So they may just be perpetually charging as you roam around from place to place. I even rented a car recently up in Michigan, and in the where the old cigarette lighter would be was just a little area that if you set your phone there, it wirelessly charged it. I'm flabbergasted, you guys. I'm being blown away here by this technology. Number 3 on this list, ATMs and wallets. Oh, no. The way we pay for things seems to change every few years, although cash is still a favorite. But with cards and online banking, it won't be long before the government stops wasting their budget on printing bills instead of switching to digital-only currency, which I'm not a proponent of. I think that there's still value in trading bills. If it's all up in the cloud, I don't know how I feel about that. But right now, only 9% of the world's population uses physical cash. Once cash and cards slowly get washed away, things like wallets and ATMs will have no purpose. We saw it. We saw it with payphones. And I believe in New York City, they just removed recently the very last standing usable payphone. And now it's gone. And or public payphone. And that's terrifying to me. Number 2 on this list of items that will be obsolete in 20 years is needles. Who knew? Luckily for everyone, the era of needle injections will soon come to an end. Researchers associated with MIT have announced 2 new projects to end needle injections. One of them is a form of jet injection technology that can shoot a substance faster than the speed of sound through an opening in your skin that's borderline microscopic. Wow. Those fears at the doctor's office at an end. The second project actually involves a patient swallowing a capsule with a needle inside it. So not needleless, but after the tiny needles inject into the stomach lining, they are later destroyed by the digestive system. So no more getting to watch a needle shoved into your arm. Obsolete. And number 1, which in my opinion, probably the most heartbreaking on this list, is movie theaters. And it's been said more than once that the days of going out to the movies are slowly being brought to an end. And this was especially popular right after the television set was invented, and it made possible to view entertainment right in your living room. Now, although people still enjoy going out to the movies, technology continues to evolve, and now that you can even have 3D offerings on certain televisions. In the long run, it will cost less to skip the cinema and enjoy the convenience of watching movies at home. And the pandemic really proved this too, because, you know, when the cinemas were closed, while everything was locked down, movie companies were sending everything directly to the streaming providers, and you would buy your ticket there and watch it in your home. And people, I think, really got on board with this because some of the companies have been continuing to do this. So it will release in the theaters, but also releases at the same time at home for you to watch on your television set. And let's face it, guys, TVs have come a long way, and sound bars and surround sound. It's affordable and it's in high quality, and we can watch films in the comfort of our own homes, and we don't have to deal with lines or $8,000 popcorn. We can make it here. But and they're even, as they mentioned, 3D is happening on home television sets, and even virtual reality with the advent of the Oculus and things like that. We never know where this technology is going to take us. That has been the top 20 list of things that will be obsolete. All right, you guys. Well, appreciate you tuning in here to Jams and Coffee in the morning. I'm going to take a quick break and actually refill my own coffee here. So we're going to play a little music, and then we'll come back and we'll take this home. What do we want to play here? All right. This is one of my favorite tunes. This is from our good friend Zaza, who lives in New York now, but he was a local here. This is This Love Like Ours. Stick around. Be right back.
Late nights and early mornings, pointless fights resentment towards me. This is what waits for me in a love like ours. Oh, yeah. These days, the only time we meet is pulling up the sheets. You know what's killing me. Lives divided, conversations on a time limit. Oh, something's gotta give in this love like ours. Just wait for you, it's taking a toll. It's a weight that's too heavy to hold. Losing my grip, but the drive is too far. Times are getting hard in this love like ours. Oh, this love like ours, yeah. Times are getting hard in this love like ours. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Making plans in advance, hoping that we get the chance for time. Just one night would be alright, so you could mix your love with mine. Oh, no place to be, no friend in need, no complicated scenery. Just you and me is all I need in this love like ours. Just to wait for you, it's taking a toll. It's a weight that's too heavy to hold. Losing my grip, but the drive is too far. Times are getting hard in this love like ours. Oh, this love like ours. Hearts can soldier on. Mine has trouble when you're gone. Hearts can soldier on. Mine has trouble when you're gone. Just to wait for you, it's taking a toll. It's a weight that's too heavy to hold. I'm losing my grip, but the drive is too far. Times are getting hard in this love like ours.
You hit me up that day in October, and you said you wanted to be my only lover. We hadn't met, so I didn't get why you were moving so fast. Gave it a month, you start to get obsessive. Wrap me all around your finger, you're so possessive. Still hadn't met, somehow you made me forget all the things I looked past. You got me so good for so long, and I couldn't see anything was wrong. You made me believe it all, but
tonight. That was Allegra Miles with Lies, and of course Zaza back there. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in this morning. I really appreciate that and the feedback. Of course, this is the trial run for the new show dropping on the 11th, which is next Monday. It really means a lot that you guys tuned in this morning. I didn't really put it out there very heavy to tune in because the truth is I just wanted to see how everything ran and if I can actually get up and do it. And so far, so good. It's only going to get better with cooler stuff and interviews and all kinds of fun stuff and games and things like that moving forward. Really going to give it a shot. I'd like to bring it every single weekday morning and be up with you guys while you're doing your thing. Al Biltrand morning workout or your commute to work. And it really has been a lot of fun and insightful. And if you have any critiques or any feedback for me, you can private message me. I would love to hear it. Moving forward, we did introduce the JNC hotline, which is up and running, where I can take calls and chat with you guys, and that of course is at a 772-888-1596. Let's get another check of the weather here for those of you tuning in currently. What I like to call the window check. Outside the window here at the JNC Lounge, it is beautiful and sunny. As of now, the forecast says that the highs will be in the upper 80s today. Scattered rainfall in the morning near the coast, and then, of course, followed by the traditional Florida inland storms in the afternoon rolling through here, as we like to call the 3 p.m. sun rain and liquid sunshine out there. So, just have an umbrella handy or a jacket handy there for your afternoon. Do a little recap again. If you guys aren't doing anything tonight, please come and check out the Jams and Cocktails Live Podcast Season 4 premiere. That's happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, on Facebook and YouTube. Appreciate that. The JNC hotline will be open there, and we'll actually be taking some calls. So you'll get the whole gang back together. We got Jordy, Ellie, and Derek joining me here in the lounge for that. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, we are doing a popular TikTok challenge that is hilarious. And it's called the Tortilla Slap Challenge, where you drink some water, you hold it in your cheeks, and your partner or opponent rather slaps you in the face with a flour tortilla until of course one of you spits the water out and then you lose. So should be a good time. Always fun hanging out with this crew and doing shenanigans like that. And of course anytime you get to smack somebody with a tortilla, sounds like a good day. And, of course, all your favorite things, the Geordie Files, the Bad Bitch Bible Study, and Name That Tune will all be on the show tonight. That is the Jams and Cocktails live podcast this evening at 8 p.m. and on Facebook and YouTube. So check it out. What do we got? What's left? Might have to sign off a little bit early here, you guys. But, again, thank you so much for tuning in with me here this morning. It's been a blast. And as I mentioned, it's going to just get better and more interesting. So I appreciate all of it. I'm going to give you one more music break, and then we're going to take this all home. Again, I really can't stress it enough. This has been a blast, and you guys are awesome. Here is one by Summer Gill, whom we love and has been a guest on the JNC podcast. This is Trial and Error. We'll see you in a bit.
Dark days with blue skies, he was killing me with bedroom eyes, and I lost my mind from loving a man on the borderline. Big truths in his little lies. Oh, I was hypnotized, but if you bend over backwards, you might break your
don't live forever, but I stayed bitter as I got better. As I broke down, I came around, and I'm good friends with 4AM. So my heart to the sleeve of a careless wearer. I was his trial, he was my for the light on 2 rounds, held tight, holding to something that wasn't right. And if you live in your daydream, you might lose your mind. Oh, you'll come to find, oh, that rain clouds don't live forever, but I stayed bitter as I got better. As I broke down, I came around, and I'm good friends with 4AM. So my heart to the sleeve of a careless wearer. I was his trial, he was my
That's Summer Gill, and you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna call it a morning. Again, thank you so much. Be sure to join us for the Jams and Cocktails live podcast tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube. And I'll see you back here for our official start of the JNC in the morning show on the 11th, which is on Monday. And I've made my notes, and I've got some fun stuff up my sleeve for that debut show. Thank you for sticking with me through this trial run. My name is Brad Brock. It's been a pleasure. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. It's International Kissing Day, guys, so go out there and get a smooch. And thanks again. We'll see you next time.